On this video, I'm going to build a simple contact list, like an address book application. Most people have some kind of experience with an address book, so it's a good sample app for us. I like to start by thinking in terms of data. So like, what's the data we want to store? If we model our data right, then the rest of the app just flows from it. So let's start with the data. Here on the footer, we have our data modeler, which is our tool that we use to build databases. So all applications in Appli comes with two databases, one for blobs and one for users. That's to kind of empower our blob storage and our authentication system. So you can just ignore them and let's build a new table. To create a new table, you can click the plus icon, give the table a name, like contacts, and create our field. So we'll store the name, email, and just like, I don't know, phone, and maybe some notes. So the table was created. We are good to go. Let's create a form. So we can do it by hand. And let me show you two ways. So I'll show you first how to do a form by hand, and then I'll show you an easier way. Let me just rename this screen to the add contact screen or contacts form. And we do that first by picking a form element. Let's just add a form here. It can fill the whole screen. Contact form. So here we have it, a simple form. It's that too big. And then we drop our fields there. So let's go like create a title for the name, and then let's just put an input here. So make them the same size. And then I would just like kind of option click and duplicate them for email, phone, and our notes. Remember that the notes should be a bit larger. So here you can see that they are all with horrible names. So let's fix that. Those are just labels, so we can just name them labels so that they don't confuse us. What I'm doing now is just organizing this form. So we have this input for the name, this one for the email, this one for the phone, and this one for notes. Now, I'm just going to change some configurations here. So this is name, and the hint text is name. This here should be email. So double click it, email, and the hint text here should be email as well. This should be phone. The first thing we changed was the name for the element, and now we are changing the content. What we are changing here is like the placeholder, what appears when there is nothing in the field. And here, this one requires more change because this is a multi-line one. So it's multi-line notes. So this is our form. Let's add a little button here. Save. And now we need to connect this to the database. We can select the form. We use our no-code interface. So The table for this one is contacts. And we will add some data bindings here. Our key in the table, the name key in the table should match the element called name. And we'll do the same thing for the other fields. The order doesn't really matter. So as long as we match them. So now it's all connected, and we need to add a script to the save button to send the form. So we create a new event, mouse click. So it's when someone clicks that button, we want to submit the form to database. Which form is it? It's the contact form. That's done. Let's test it out. Switching to play mode. That's me. That's not my email. That's not my phone. These are all fake. Let's save it. And now if we go to the data viewer, we can see that the record was saved. Now that we have a form, let's create a way to visualize all the contacts we have. We are going to do that on a new screen. So new screen, contact list. To do that, we're going to use a layout. We can pick a layout here. We'll just do contacts. And we're going to make it into a multi-line. One. We're going to make this a bit larger. And we're going to just list their names here. So how we do that is that we create just the first row, and Appli will do the rest for us. So like this. And we can align it there. This is good enough. So to configure it, we go into the low code, we connect it to the contacts table. We are going to list them by name. This is a text. Then we edit how it displays. We just want the name, nothing more. So we just insert it as template text. This means that this content of the dollar and name will be replaced with the actual name. So if I switch to play mode, you can see it got replaced. And let's make sure that we can edit something so that if I click here, I go back to that form and edit it. To do that, I can simply, let me show you what I did. You see this column here? This is the low code column. It's all grayed out because there is no low code anywhere. So let's add something to the layout itself. A layout is like a container for records. So it's a good way that if we add there, it means that we can act on all records that will appear here. So we can create like a mouse click. We switch to the layout category, and then we're going to set variable from context. This is basically picking up which record was clicked, and we are going to save it to a variable. Once we have it on a variable, we can populate the form on the other screen with that data. So the elements not on this screen, we are in the contact list, so we need to switch screens here. We are in portrait mode, and then we select the form. And the record ID is the variable we just created. After populating the form, we can navigate there. So let's try it out. You can also press the escape key to switch between play mode and design mode. I find it easier. So if I click here, I can come back here and I can change my name to include my middle name, and I can save it. But see, I didn't create a way to go back. Let's fix that. We can go back to save, switch here and add a navigation so that after saving, we go back to the other screen. Let's also create a little button to cancel so that we can not do anything with the form if we don't want to. And this one will just go back to the other screen. Where is navigation? So cancel. You can see that my name was updated. Let's do it again just to show that it works. It worked because it was not updated. So let's refresh that screen when it opens the screen. So when open screen, layout, refresh layout, the layout. Let's go back. My name here. Let's add my middle name. See, it's refreshed. Same thing. Done. So we just created a very simple address book app in very few clicks, but we can do more. So let's create a little button here to delete the record. And let's script it. So it will be a mouse click. The first thing we need to do is pick which record was clicked. And we can put that into the selected record. And then we just need to delete that record. So which table? Contacts. Oops, sorry, selected created record. I want delete record. So from contacts, and it's a selected record. We are deleting it from the cloud, which we're storing everything in the cloud. And we are going to do it right away. After deleting the record, we are going to refresh the layout and be done with it. Let's try it out. That's odd. Let's figure out what went wrong. Oh, I used delay send true. This needs to be false, sorry. Because if I set delay send, basically it's storing the delete operation for me to flush it. So if you're doing many operations like deleting many records, you can do this delay send and then send them all at once. That's not what we want. Yeah, now it works. Sorry for the mistake. We also need a way to create a new record. So let's just add a little button here. You know what? I'm going to change this button to icon, just an icon. I'm going to use a plus sign. Going to make it not opaque. Yeah, this sounds good to me. 40. It's auto sizing the icon. So basically, I'm just fiddling with properties here. Just create a little plus, and we can script that so that on the mouse click, we reset the form on that other screen so that it's not showing any record. And then we navigate to it. So if we go now, we can add a new record again. And we can add another more. So we have them too. We can edit them. And delete them. So that's a simple database-backed app created in less than 20 minutes, including figuring out a mistake with the layout. But I promised you that I was going to show you another way to create a form, one that's easier. To do that, let me create a new screen. And what I'm going to use now is the form builder. Oops, it's this one. So there are some sample template forms you can use, including a contacts one, but you just create like a make your own. So let's say contacts, and we have name, which is a field, phone, email, and notes. Now, this interface can create a new table for you, but we already have a table. So we just select use existing table. We select the table and we select the keys. We make the correspondence between them. Since we are using the same names for the fields as table keys, Appli pre-populate them and match them for us. This is like the default styling for the form. We could change it, but let's go with what's here. And there you have it, like a form. We can use it just like the other one. I'm just creating like a bogus record. Oops. Oh, the notes, I forgot to make the notes multi-line. Sorry. So it's saved. If we check the data, we'll see that it's here. And this form that Appli created is just like the form we just did. Appli did the same work we did. It created the fields, the labels, and then set the no code to bind everything and created the script for the submit button. It's the exact same stuff we were doing. And we can change it. Like we can pick the submit, put it lower, pick this one, make it larger, and then make this one a bit larger, make it multi-line. Where is it? Here. So that we have like multi-line notes. We can also make it so that we navigate back to list afterwards, just like we were doing. So, and no notes for him. So it's exactly like we were doing, but it's faster, and it could even have created the tables for us. This is just a glimpse to show you how easy it is to create a simple app with Appli. I hope you enjoyed. And on the next video, I'm going to show you how to run the app you just created on your mobile device.